All right, guys. Um, First things first. Let's think of swim. Let's get logged in here. Um, so I use Thinkorswim because the charting is so much better and clearer. So I use them for my charting. I use them to do videos or whatever. So first thing first, let's get logged in. Let's get logged in here so we could get this video on the road. Um, I'm gonna try to break down DPW as good as I can because I'm not gonna dive into any other stocks because this is the one I traded today. This is the only stock I traded today. Um, there was a few others, but my attention was on DPW, so it's the one I'm gonna go over. That's the one I'm gonna work with today. So I'm gonna try to break it down for you guys here. Might find a lot of value in this recap right here. So you can see DPW had a good, nice squeeze. This was up over 300% pre-market. That is ridiculous. This is coming from $2 all the way up to 9.25. This is in pre-market. Big move, big move. If you traded this thing in pre-market, oh man. But I did. But anyway, let me jump on the daily here so I can start breaking this thing down for you guys. Now, see, everybody trades differently. So, this recap is about what I see, what I see in the way I trade. So, you might find a lot of value in this video or values or whatever. But yeah, let's dive into it. So anyway, first things first. Here we go. So I'm gonna point out a few points on a daily chart here on DPW. Couple of resistance area. First we got one right here. Point out that one. Here we have a gap right here. This gap right here was filled in pre-market. Right here, see, nice gap right here to fill. That one right there was filled pre-market. We have another one here. This one already filled, but let's dive in. As we go up the board, we got one more right here, so we have another gap right here. Boom, right there. Just pointing out these resistant areas before we jump into the minute chart. I'm just gonna try to get these areas. So you should always have these things, these lines drawn out on your daily chart before you even start breaking down the chart or whatever to trade. You should have these areas mapped out. So okay, let me just put this here at the top here. Let me just go back a little bit. I use two lines. All right, I'm gonna go up the ladder. This right here is another gap here actually. So I could point this one out. We got a nice little wall resistant right here in this area. We got another gap here, here. So I got all these resistant areas up. Them maybe the ones that's relevant right now. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the minute chart here. So okay, before I do that, you can see this gap right here. This gap right here for the small gap, but it's there. Um, you can see it got filled, and basically what I'm trying to point out on this daily chart is we had a few stocks that RKDA and what's the other one? I don't remember. We have a few stocks that's been doing this gap and go, fill the gap and keep going. Same thing here with DPW today. Here we go. Gapped up, fill this gap right here, kept moving. Boom, fill this gap right here, kept moving. You know what I'm saying? So we've been seeing this, but Anyway, recapping about gap fills. Let me dive into the minute chart here. So here we go. Now I'm gonna show you all these resistant areas that that I point out. Actually, I'm missing one right here, right around here. This consolidation here, right around 750. Let me go back on the daily chart and see where that is. So right around 750. Okay. All right. So yeah, we have a resistant rise. Actually a gap, right? What is that? Is that a gap? I wouldn't consider that to be a gap. Whatever. So we got this area right here, right around 750. 753, 750s. We're gonna put a little resistance right there too. So all these areas, you gotta have them drawn out on your daily chart, just in case. But here we go. All right. So breaking this thing down here. So here we go. Now, let me show you how this thing is so predictable. Makes no sense how predictable this thing is here. Look, so we have this move. We have this thing is squeezing up right here. And this area right here, this is the first gap right here at not seven, I'm sorry, around 570, 571. I gotta go back to see. But this resistance right here is the very first one in pre-market. This is the first gap right here. We're gonna call this 571. So let's go back on the daily chart. Let's go back on the daily here because we're gonna break this chart down. All right. Here it is right here. 571. I don't think it's actually 571. It's 574, I believe, somewhere around there, whatever. Actually 562. Is it? This gap fill right here. So all right. This one right here, this resistance right here, the first resistance line on the minute chart is this gap here in pre-market. In pre-market. Now let's go back. Let's go back and see the reaction. And here it is. Here it is. First gap fill right here. And we had a negative reaction to it. So we have this pullback here. We have this pullback here to that gap right there. That filled. Now this is the first gap and go. Gap close and go. This is the first gap right here on the daily chart, right? And it had a negative reaction to it. So we had this pullback here, right? And it curled around, came back up, and it held support. And boom, we got to move up. Got a little flag right here going, a little consolidation, and next leg up, right? This area here, this consolidation, you can see this resistance line right here on the daily, and this line is where, let me jump back. So we have, what's this, 750, between 750 and 917 area. Bear with me here, guys. So in between this, where we at? 750 right here. 750. Pay attention to this. 750 right around here, and this 917 area is where the next gap is, right? And this is where the stock consolidate all that time in pre-market, before market open. This channel right here in between, this channel right here is consolidating between this area, right? Let me jump back. You see all these resistance area that I mapped out on the daily chart is showing you on the minute chart. It's on point. In between this area right here is where this consolidation is, right? You see it. You got to break this thing down. Let me tell you, right? The way I break this chart down, right? Now, from pre-market until market open, and we're trading, I am watching each candle as this candle closes. I am watching the next candle and where it's going. The next candle, what direction it's going into. the next candle, what direction is going into. This is how I'm chicken hawking this stock, watching each candle that closes. Where is it going? What's going on? What pattern is forming? What is taking place with the stock as the morning goes on? As we trade each candle that closes, I'm paying attention to it, and the next candle open, where is it going? This is how I'm trading these stocks, right? Back and forth to the daily, to the 5 minute, to the 1 minute chart. All right. So we have this consolidation here in between. You can see it go up, hit this resistance here that I'm opt out on the daily. This is where the other gap closes. Had this pullback, had a negative reaction to it, and we had a pullback here, and little consolidation here. But look what happened. It's holding up this support line. Boom. It's holding it all the way across the board. It's holding it, right? It's holding it. You see that? Market open. We have this pullback here. A little squeeze and a pullback. This right here was a great wash right on VWAP. We didn't quite touch it, but right off VWAP right here. This right here, if you had took the trade on this wash right here, because this came all the way back up, you would have made a fortune on just this red candle right here. I missed this trade right here. But this washout right here, when this happened, whoa. That was a great trade right here. This one. But anyway, I got in on this second candle right here. No, actually I got in on this candle, the third candle, because this to me right now is turning into a red to green move. So when this right here candle closes, and this one opened, it went up, and this candle right here had a little pullback, and when it breaks the high, when this candle break this area right here, you see it, that little pivot right there in pre-market, when this candle had a pullback and it came back up and break this area here, that's when I jumped in. This is when I jumped in, and I actually posted in pre-market my plan on this stock before I have to scroll back up to find it, but I posted this in pre-market where I was looking to get in and getting right around the same area right here. But I got in here for this move all the way up. Second trade on this was this area, this flag here, and this is very interesting here. This pullback right here. Let me get this drawing tool up. You have to stay with me here, guys. This pullback here, right? This first pullback here. I got in for these two. I alerted these trades also. But look at what happened here. You see this doji right here. Now a lot of people think, when they see a doji on these stocks, they think, oh, doji, the stock is gonna crash because it's a doji. Doji is bearish. Dojis are not bearish. Okay. Here's the thing. A doji is only bearish when it form at resistant lines. Okay. Now for the long term trend, this is bearish. For the long term trend, but for the short, you see, it's bearish for the long term trend. But for the short term, this doji here, right, along with this flag right here, it formed at support. You can see support, way back, support. It formed right at support. So this is still bullish, right? This is still bullish, right? For the short term. And this is why we had this breakout here. And this is where I got in again for these two green candles right here. And I held through all this. Now look, from here, right? From here, my entry at 950 here, right? All the way up. 1040. This is a big move. Okay? This is a big move right here. A very big move. My third trade on this was this candle here, this washout right here, When it went up, I got out, then it washed out, and I jumped back in for a little small profit. That was my third trade. Fourth trade on this stock right here. I got in. I'm gonna start pulling up my other chart so you can see my entries and exits right here. Now, why did I get in here for this squeeze right here? This I posted this in the chat room also. Let's get there. So where we at? Here we go. 9:51. I posted a squeeze coming on DPW, right? The squeeze is coming. This is 9:51. You can see right there. Scroll down here because I'm watching that area. Scroll down again. Here we go. Where we at? Here we go. 9:53. DPW gonna squeeze, right? Watching that area right there. I'm watching it. DPW gonna squeeze, and I'm gonna explain why, because this is the question that I got in chat this morning. How did you know it was gonna squeeze right there? What happened? How did you know that? I'm gonna show you, right? Scroll down again. There it is. Boom. DPW squeeze. She squeezed. What did I tell you? What did I say? She squeezed, right? Just like I said. Scroll down here. You can see all these flooded just came in. You called it Paran trades. Let's go. Nice call. Nice. Everybody made money on this, right? Called it out. Is that due to the setup of the 5 minute? We'll get there. This is what I'm saying. This guy right here said, I think we need another video. I'm telling you guys, man, I see these things happen right in front of my face. Before they happen, they just happen right there. It's like I'm looking into the future. This is big. So it said, okay, anyway. All right. Let me get back to the chart. How did I know this squeeze was going to happen? Let me get this thing off of here. How did I know this squeeze was coming? Well, for the simple fact that for the past month or two, maybe even longer, right around this time, 9:50 to 10 o'clock, these big movers, right, they squeeze hard. And I've been noticing that. I say it in chat. I say it all the time. I've been noticing right around 9:50, 9:55, 10 o'clock. I always post in chat. I'm waiting for 10 o'clock squeeze to happen, right? It's coming. Now, this is consolidating right here. Let me get this back just a little bit. I'll go back right there. See if I can go back somewhere. Okay, here it is. This support here, or resistant right here. You can see right across the board, it keep kissing it. Keep kissing it, keep kissing it, keep kissing it, but it's not going down. It's actually creating higher lows. You see it? Is that higher lows or lower highs? I'm confused. Higher lows. Okay, keep kissing it, keep kissing it, keep kissing it, and keep creating these higher lows. Keep kissing it and kissing it and kissing it. And I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at my watch, and I'm saying it's 9:55. It's gonna happen, and I keep posting. DPW gonna squeeze. All I'm waiting for is for DPW to break above this resistance here and hold. Just break above it, and hold on. That's all I was looking for. That's all I was looking for, right? For it to break above and hold. Break above and hold. Break above that area, hold. Right? Here it is. 9:50. We have the first green candle here. Even this candle, it closes red, but it's green. Now this is what I traded off. Right? See, I was waiting for this level here. For this. Come back here, boy. Pull this up. I was waiting for this level here, right, to become support. Sorry, not that. This one. See, I'm messing up. Here. I'm messing up. This level here. I'm waiting for this to become support here. And that's what happened. It breaks, right, and held and kept moving. Right off the 5-minute chart. It break and held support and it moved. And I got in right here for the squeeze. You look back on the daily chart. This is also a 5-minute setup, yes. Did I say daily chart? And here it is. As soon as it breaks above right here, this support level right here, you know, the tape was like, volume was coming in, the tape sped up, and it was coming in hard, and I jumped in. I got this push here, but then we had a little pullback, and I held through because I was convinced this was about to be 10 o'clock and this is gonna happen. It's like I see it every day happen right around 10 o'clock. We have this squeeze, this massive squeeze. So I was actually watching for this to squeeze all the way up to this resistant area here, all the way up at 1150. That's what I was looking for. But after this move, and then we had this little pullback here, and then kept going. But then the tape got weak, or the level two, it got weak, so I got out, and then we had this dump here. But this whole move right here, I got just by noticing, that 10 o'clock squeeze, and how this right here was consolidating right here, and just I was just waiting for this to break above this resistance right here, just to break above and then become support. That's what I was waiting for, and I kept posting it. It's gonna squeeze. It's gonna happen. So I mean, this thing is all you have to do is just watch the chart, pay attention to the chart, and like I said, each candle that closes, right? I'm paying attention to it, and I'm paying attention to the next candle and where is it going? What pattern is forming? What's going on here? What's gonna happen next? I'm glued to this thing, not just watching and hoping for something to happen. I'm studying each candle as the morning goes. With each candle that closes, I'm watching it and I'm seeing where the next candle is going and see what's happening, what pattern is gonna form. Is it gonna wash down to this level where I could jump in for a pop back up? What's gonna happen? My whole attention is on these candles, right? So it's easy. Like if you go back and watch this video again and these watch how these resistant areas, right? Each one, this resistant area, each one lines up. Each one lines up. Every single one of them. This is the consolidation. Every single, not this one. Sorry, they all, because the stock never got up here. All these areas. If you go back and look on look on the minute chart, you will see how they all line up at support or resistant areas. They all lined up. Look at this. Every single last one of them, they're all lined up and doing something with the stock. This right here is the first gap that closed, had a negative reaction, pulled back, squeeze, held support, and kept going. Right? Then we have this right here is another support here. This right here is the second gap, is another gap, I believe. And then we have this consolidation in between these two support and resistance line here on the daily that I mopped out before I even jump on the minute chart. You see, they all lined up, and this is a channel right here that it was everything is playing a role. All these resistant line and support line, this resistant area here, they're all playing a role in this stock. You have to see this and pay attention to it. Trust me. Trust me. This thing works. Okay? This strategy works. All right. I'm not here to preach. But you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. You have to read these charts. You have to learn them. Right? It's what's gonna make you. Right? It's either gonna make you or it's gonna break you. You got to put in the work. You got to see these areas. You got to understand what's going on at these areas, these levels, these gap close, what's going on with the stock that ran yesterday. How is it? How is it? What's going on? How does it correlate with this one? Look at this gap right here, right? This gap here, all these gaps. Now RKDA, and there's another one. I forgot which one. I have to go back. I don't have time to skip through anything right now. but they all been having this gap close and go. This one right here, gap close and go. All these stocks been doing it for the past few days, right? Few weeks. So you have to pay attention to them, right? I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, but it makes a lot of sense to me. And I have the record to prove. I took, I believe, 5 trades on this today, and they're all green. They're all green. It's just from studying these moves, studying these areas. Knowing when to get in, when to get out. But I hope this helped you guys, and I continue making videos when I can. When I have the time, when I can, I'll do break down whatever I can, and we go from there. Now here's no, I'm not gonna go into that. I'm gonna call it here, guys. I'm gonna call it here. So I hope this helped. Good night.